Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Cinema Chat with Amita, Sri Lanka's first LinkedIn live talk show. And today is a special day because it's the 30th episode, and I've been doing this for last 30 weeks. Just imagine if you want to become successful on anything, I think we have to do things consistently. 30 weeks without missing. Of course, I missed one purposely for Sinhala and Tamil New Year. Other than that, 30 episodes. And I welcome everyone who is joining from Facebook, from LinkedIn, and from YouTube. Let me tell a little bit about myself. My name is Amita Gamage. I'm an executive coach. I'm a personal branding expert and I'm a LinkedIn marketer. I help organizations achieve B2B sales goals by working with their sales teams. And then talking about Cinnamon Chat with Amita, this LinkedIn Live talk show, this is to help my community who are more than 15,000 plus connections. So what I do is I bring an expert of a particular subject and we share knowledge, we create value for everybody. And this week, I decided to bring a social entrepreneur to add value, to talk about what is more important than maybe any other topic. How can we be more responsible consumers? How can we be more responsible when it comes to our environment? And we sometimes teach all these things to children, but then as adults, what kind of new behaviors can we adopt to have these environmentally friendly uh, behaviors? So, to talk about a very special topic, that is how can we move towards a nation without plastic? So, to talk about this topic, I invited today someone who has initiated a great movement, a movement called Zero Plastic. So let me invite Nishankar. That's He's our guest today. Good evening, Nishankar.
Good evening, Namita.
Thank you very much for accepting the invitation, even though you have a lot of work and coming and joining to add value to our network.
Thank you so much for you, Amita, inviting me, having me for this LinkedIn live show.
Okay, now those who are joining must be wondering, he's calling me Amitaya because I have mentored in some of his work long time ago, and he used to call me Amitaya, and then he's still calling me Amitaya. So that's the relationship we have. So Nishankar, first things first. I can't just bring you here and talk about what you are doing today. So I want to talk a little bit about the things that you would have done sometime back, maybe as a young learner, you know, a little bit about your young life, early life.
Early life. All right. Thanks, Amita. Well, as you know that I'm from down south, right? I was very good at mathematics, and then I did my A-level in math stream. So luckily, with lot of extra activities, I was a super active guy within my village area. So I'm a popular guy. I arrange a lot of activities. So, but I was very good at education as well, Amita. Right, and then I got selected to University of Colombo. So many people don't know this thing. The first selection I got into University of Colombo, but my degree is from University of Peradeniya.
How
So
come?
yeah, that's a nice story. So I had only one dream, Amita. I wanted to be a software engineer. So from my A level, that was my dream. So what happened? I got selected to University of Colombo, but not into the computer science, right? So then at that time you cannot change your appointment. I mean the particular selection. That's the final. right? If you request to change, that can only be done by the vice chancellor, sorry, commissioner, UNICEF Grant Commission. Then I wrote a letter to Grant Commission requesting, writing my desire, my passion towards computer science degree. So luckily, they approved my request, transfer my appointment from University of Colombo to the University of Peradeniya. So I think that's the turning point in my career. Reason if I got into University of Colombo, it was a fantastic university, now compromising the university, but the course unit that I received was not what was expecting, right? So then there I went to University of Peradeniya in 2001, graduated in computer science, 2005. So during education period and the university life, I didn't do much of activities. I did set off, couple of classes for students. And after graduating, Namita, I got my first appointment as a computer science instructor at University of Rajaratnam. Right, right. So I only worked like maybe 6 months, though I was a good teacher, right? I mean, student says, I don't know, right? But
Okay.
I was like feeling like this is not my passion. I don't want to be a teacher. Then I dropped my university job. I moved to Colombo as a software developer. I work for a set of software development companies, including Virtusa as engineer technology. Yeah, that's my early stage of career. I have like 5 years experience, 6 years experience in my corporate career. That's it. And then 2007, yeah, I think 2007, while working for Virtusa, I started a company called Lankan Geeks. That's my first entrepreneur. I'll explain that later.
Okay.
What happened after 5 years' time, Amita, I resigned from my 8 to 5 job assignments. I want to be I didn't know that what I'm going to do. I was not a freelancer or the entrepreneur. I didn't know what to do, but I knew one thing. If I work 85 job, what call comfort zone, that's not really me. So that's the only thing I knew, not entrepreneurship, nothing about freelancing. But I made a decision. I'm going to resign from my 85 jobs and doing something. I'm not recommending this. The bad thing, I resigned from the job. Right at that time, I got a reasonable salary. I resigned from the job without any single income, and I had only 5,000 in my account, and I was living on rent. So that was my early stage of life. Yes.
All right. So sometimes that's how entrepreneurship starts. You jump, and then while on your way down, you figure out what to do next. That's what we have heard. So let's say hi to one or two fans who come here always. Tamit, good evening, Tamit. Thank you very much for joining. Sridhar, good evening. Thank you very much for joining with us. You can, of course, ask a lot of things from Nishankar as we move on. But then let's get into your entrepreneurial journey. How did you become an entrepreneur? You said you wanted to leave the job. Did you become an entrepreneur next day?
No, that's what I'm going to tell. Amita, what happened? 2011, I resigned from my last company as a senior engineer technology. But I didn't know what I'm going to do. Only thing, as I explained before, only thing I knew, I'm not going to work for anybody. I'm going to work for myself. So only the thing I knew, because I had two failures in my life, right? Without knowing whether it is entrepreneurship, in 2007, I started a company called Lankan Geeks. Okay. There's a nice story behind that. It is a t-shirt business. We are selling t-shirts. T-shirts is all about black color, colorless t-shirts. T-shirts come up with a nice slogan. I'm a geek, I'm a nerd, Google, this thing,
fancy tech words.
Exactly. That's completely focusing the tech people.
Tech community.
Tech community. So my boss I cannot declare the name. My boss was importing such t-shirts from geeks.com US, right?
Okay.
I was under him. I was well fascinated about, okay, I wanted to wear a t-shirt saying that Google, oh, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek, right? That kind of mindset. But then I realized, okay, why we can't do this? Then I created a website, e-commerce website. Then the bad thing I did, I started a small garment, right? Very small garment with set of people. But within 1 month, I produce set of t-shirts. I produce the Google t-shirts and the Geek t-shirts. Like 100 t-shirts, I sold out. The business was really good, but the margin was like 10 rupees to 25 rupees maximum per t-shirt, right? But
Okay.
after 1 month time, the business collapsed, right? What happened, Amita? I haven't shared this with anybody before. I knew nothing about uh, garment manufacturing. I knew nothing, right? It was completely Greek to me. But I had a kind of a passion. I can do this. So I learned my first entrepreneur lesson that we should never start a business without knowing its ground realities. Right? If I'm not wrong, Richard Branson once said, uh, if you start a business, if it is your first business, always start with something you are expert in. But when you are growth, when you have even getting a particular growth, then you can move to another business. But if it is the first business, never start a business that tricks to you. So I learned a big lesson. It's a costly lessons to me.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and failures are
Then
always lessons.
exactly. So fail faster, learn faster. That was my motto, right? I always try to innovate things and try take the risk. If I fail, I move to the next
Next one.
experiment. Yeah. Then I started another business in 2009. That's called Lankan Artist. That's an artist booking website, right? So there's a nice story, but I'm not going to explain it here. So in short, that business also collapsed due to different situations, right? And then in 2011, I
But then
resigned.
I have an additional question. You develop those websites by yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was a software engineer. I was very passionate about the website designing and development,
Okay.
right? But and in 2011, I did this entrepreneur project. I mean, the businesses before I am resigning from the job, 8 to 5 jobs, while working for companies. Right? 2000 by 2011, I realized I failed 2 times. I should not try anything new unless I know these ground situation were. But what I did, I resigned from my job in 2011, Amita, start working as a freelancer.
Oh,
It
okay.
means as a freelancer. Basically, freelance means, I didn't develop any design work. What I did, I worked for a freelance marketplace, get projects from US, Canada, Australia, Ireland, and outsource to Sri Lankan freelancers for a less amount. For example, if I take a project for 2000 USD, I might outsource that project for maybe 500 USD, right? So I'm proud to say that I earned nearly 30 million within 2.5 to 3 years time, 2011 to 2014. While working as a kind of a broker, we can name it as a drop servicer. There's a concept called drop servicing. You take a project from the other people and outsource to somebody else and keep the margin, right? What happened? It was fantastic. I'm getting paid very well. There's no worries. I'm working from home.
Would you
All
like
things.
to name the platform? It was not
Yes,
Fiverr.
it was not Fiverr. It was Odes and Elance. And latest stage, Elance and Odes partnered together and become Upwork.
Okay.
So I work both platform and earn like the amount that I shared.
Yes.
But my job was day by day was complicated, and it was getting complicated. Reason, I need to talk to the client in the night, get projects, and hand over to the developers, and get the outcome, and again hand over to the client. So if my developer didn't deliver the exact expectation, then I am questionable to the client. and it is really tough. If I do any single mistake, then I get a lower rating throughout my platform. I mean the profile. So I maintain 5-star rating for 3 years. It is a challenging process, right?
Amazing.
Then, like in 2014, I realized uh, I need to have my own development agency to be formed. I need to have my own people to manage the work. Reason otherwise, what will happen? This is a common problem in the industry, Amit. You know this thing, right? Being into the startup ecosystem. Uh, if we outsource a project to a freelancer, what would happen? They take it granted, and the commitment is not to the up to the expectation. So that's really challenging for me because I am working and I am responsible for the foreign clients.
Yes.
Then that's how Digital Force formed. I started my company with 100 US, UK, Canada, Australian clients, right? I had a very strong portfolio with clients. That's how I started my first successful business, which is we call Digital Force. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I think I should have a separate session with you on this. But today's topic is all about different project altogether. So my next question is, when did you start thinking about plastic and the environment?
Okay. Two things. I'll take environment first. So I started, loving the environment since my childhood, Amita. We are from down south, so you might heard about that Madhuganga, right? It's just 100 meters away from my home, right? So the Madhu River, then the beach, then another small cinnamon jungle. So we always were with the environment. We were enjoying the environment all the time. Only the restriction that I received from my parents, be at home by 6. That's it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
after the schools, wherever I go, it may be beach, it may be the river, or maybe the jungle, or climbing a tree. So I did a lot of things, right? So we love to enjoy the environment. But to be honest, what happened after we moved to the Colombo, we lost that sense of the environment. We lost that the connection with the environment. Reason, we limited to 4 boundaries and limited the space, and we buildings and apartments. That's it. We don't see, we don't feel the environment. The other hand, it's raining outside.
Yeah, I know.
I hope you can hear me good.
Yeah.
Okay. So my childhood was really good with the environment. I mean, we enjoyed the environment. But when it's come to the Colombo, while we are in Colombo, we lost that connection.
Yeah.
And then very recently, when I started, making my gardening after maybe 8 years time, moving to the Colombo, right? Eventually, I felt that my inner was saying, be with the environment, right? See the beauty of the environment. So again, it triggered inside me. So be an environment friendly guy, right? Right. So that was the environment part of it. But to be honest, for the plastic, I had no clue about plastic, right? I know you were into that, but till 2021, 2021, I had no clue about plastic and what's the damage the plastic doing to the society. But what happened when I look at my house? I built my house in 2018. I was decorating the house with, when you love in your house, then you see the beauty of it. But when I see the beauty of it, I see plastic, right? So I was thinking like, okay, how come, right? Plastic is completely overtaking my house. And when I go outside, when I go shopping, when I go to my friend's place, everywhere plastic, right? The other thing, Amita, plastic problem, came to my mind, and the most important triggering point was I heard the news that Sri Lanka is world fifth plastic polluter in the world. Sri Lanka ranked as a fifth. in the world, right? I was like thinking, I was shocked, right? I was thinking like, how come? Sri Lanka is a very small country, right?
Yeah, of course.
Being a small country, we are the most polluted country in the, I mean, when it comes to plastic,
Mm, true.
right? That that's opened my eyes. Then I was brainstorming what was wrong. That's where that's zero plastic concept came to my mind to address this problem. Yeah, that's how.
Okay. So the next question is: did you feel that you were going against the trend?
Well, before
See,
answering the question of
everybody is consuming plastic. You go to your friend house, you find plastic in your own home. There's a lot of plastic items, and now you want to start something. Okay, let's live without much plastics. So, did you feel that you were going against the trend?
well, the first thing, uh, there's a trend. There are two type of trends, right? Bad trends and the good trends,
Mm,
right? What I felt, unfortunately, people used to buy plastic. That's a bad trend, right? Again, that bad trends happen automatically, not by force, not by a particular force. It is created by the society itself. Why? Society had the problem, what we call the economy, so Sri Lankan economy, right?
yep.
We are a developing country with low income people, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then, when you make a buying decision, Namita, not only you, right? Everyone. When we
Anybody?
make a buying decision, we consider three things because we don't have enough money to spend, right? We have enough money to spend. So we think the price, durability, and availability. So if you think plastic meet all these three facts,
Yeah. True.
right? Cheap, durable, and available everywhere.
Available. Yes.
Available. So then our people used to buy plastic without knowing they are harming the local entrepreneurs or the local plastic alternative vendors or the environment. They had no clue about what's going on. They were just trying to survive in this low income economy in a country like Sri Lanka.
True.
You get it?
Yeah.
So that's that was a challenge. So what I wanted to create a good trend. So how do we get a good trend, Amita? We need to make people aware about the plastic pollution, the damage they are doing to the
Going to the environment.
environment, so damage that we are doing to our next generation. So if I share a few numbers, Amita, you won't believe. Within 1 minute, 1 million plastic bags are being used, single-use plastic bags. Within a day, 4 million plastic bags are being sent to the ocean. So tell me why. So can't you take a bag, right? So what I understood during my understanding process of zero plastic concept, our people are very good, right? Sri Lankans are very kind and honest people, but they don't think out of the box, and they don't. If you need to make them know what's right and what's wrong. Then we need to create a good trend. Buying plastic, you need to be minimized.
Mm,
You need to reuse. You need to take a bag when you go shopping. You need to take a water bottle when you want to have a water bottle. If I share another statistic, Amita, you might use a water bottle for a 30 minutes maximum. It takes 400 years to decompose a plastic bottle.
yeah.
Can you convince this act any mean? You can't, right?
Yeah.
So answering your question, we are not going against the bad trend. We are creating a good trends which eventually kill the bad trend. That's the
Okay.
purpose,
Yes.
right? We are creating a good trend we are educating, we are making awareness people to use plastic in a responsible manner, that trend will eventually kill the bad trend. I'll take another example, Amita, right? If you take buying plastic is a trend, it's a trend. Definitely it's a trend, but people don't know it's a trend. It's a habit.
Yep.
It's
Yes.
habit, right? You know, last Urdu season, there was a high demand for batik clothes.
Yes.
Very high demand for batik clothes. That is
Yes.
created by professionals, corporates, and the ministries itself. So we need to, salute them. They created
Oh,
they created the culture demand for local products. So if we cultivate the same trend, you buy local products when you make a buying decision, when you buy a household item, think, wait and think, do we have alternative product? That's exactly we are doing, and we are not going against the plastic trend. We are creating a good trend. Yes.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. I mean, that's a very good answer. And you're actually getting whoever is watching to rethink how you need to go about your buying and consumption. We'll also say hi to who have joined us among many. Rajika, hi. And we also have Randi. I think Randi has joined from Monaragala. Randi also is making a lot of local food products, local and hygienic and organic food products. Thank you, Randi, for joining all the way from Monaragala. My next question to you, what kind of support did you start getting? Was there support at all when you started something like this? I'm curious.
All right. Very good question. Number one person I spoke is you. Spoke is you, right?
Yes.
So I spoke to you about this concept. Likewise, Amita, that was my practice when I do any kind of initiative or a startup. I speak to minimum 10 people about my concept. So I need to make sure this is strong enough to spend my time, right? So support mean, then the set of my good friends, right? I cannot name everyone, only you.
Yep.
I can name here. So a lot of support from, and the other person I need to especially mention Achala Samaradiwakar from the founder Good Market.
The good
She
market.
was the key pillar behind the zero plastic, right? She supported and
Encouraged.
encouraged me to the entire throughout the process until we launch. Even now, she give the genuine opinion, right? And then what I did, Amita, this is a national movement, right? You cannot
Yeah.
alone yourself cannot do. Myself cannot do a national campaign. It's need lot of manpower. Then what I
And the
create
and the and the problem is a national problem.
is exactly. So what I did, I was brainstorming to have a set of volunteers to on board. Before that, I created a Facebook group. So then I invited like-minded people to be on board. So that was a fantastic start. Now we have nearly 10,000 members who share vendor information, plastic problem, plastic statistics, many information relevant to this particular topic, right? And then with this Facebook group, I could initiate another volunteer group from set of universities, collaborating with set of universities. If I name Uvellas University and the Rajarata University. So right now I have 547 volunteer base
Oh,
continuously. Yes, continuously working for zero plastic missions to make proper awareness throughout the country. So uh, those are the things that comes into my mind right now, Amita. Yeah,
when you started.
yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to take this opportunity to ask you the next question. But then before that, we have Chatuska. Chatuska is a top-rated video strategist in the country. Chatuska, thank you very much for joining. Uh, uh, so my next question is, like, how do you define or if somebody asks, what is zero plastic movement? I know you have named the movement as zero plastic. So what is zero plastic movement?
All right, that's a good question, Amita. Many people ask this question, but I don't have time to explain the entire process, right?
Okay,
I
this is the
mean,
time.
this is the time to answer. So, thanks for asking this question. Okay, zero plastic is consists of two things, two components. One thing is the social cause.
Yes.
The other one is the social enterprise, right? So, if I explain what is social cause, so we need to make awareness and educate our people the plastic problem. That's the major component of entire process, entire mission, right? You need to educate people to adapt 3R concept, right? We need to educate, we need to make awareness about the plastic pollution. The other hand, when we educate people not to use plastic, when you buy, don't buy plastic, there's another question automatically raising. So
Yes.
if you are telling me not to buy plastic, what
What
should
can
I
I
buy?
buy? Yeah.
Exactly, right? That's where we need a kind of a social enterprise to fill out the vacuum that generate through the awareness. So we tell people to not to buy plastic. There's a plastic problem, and we create another segment called social enterprise. We encourage, we empower, we build the capacity of local entrepreneurs to come up with nice quality plastic alternatives. So which we can replace plastic. So that that's the social enterprise. So
Yes.
so I think you understand. Okay, they are social cause. We are working with the volunteers, completely working for social cause, and I have a team, the set of team working for the social enterprise. What they do, they take the vendors on board, and we match the market needs through zero plastic platform. Yeah.
Super. So we have a question from Rajika. Rajika is asking, what are the challenges you are facing right now pertaining to zero plastic approach? What are the challenges you are facing?
Say it again, Namita. Sorry.
What are the challenges you are facing right now for you to take this zero plastic approach, the movement? What are the challenges?
Yeah, challenges from starting to challenges are Amita to making the awareness, right? Making people to think, changing people mindset. Think people have used to buy plastic. That was their life pattern,
Yes.
right? They never know. So think about myself. So I have set of plastic item at home still, but I was thinking I didn't know that whether I bought this with a conscious mind,
Yeah.
right? So the biggest challenge is changing people mindset. The second thing is the government or the regulation or the policy matters, right? So, for example, when the government banned 20 milligram plastic, they produce 24 milligram plastic. So that's the challenge, right? So we trying to educate people, but the corporate or the big players trying to play the game in between. I think those are the two challenges from the starting point to now itself. These challenges are still being there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think Rajika, you got the answer. I'm sure there are many other challenges, but then he looked at a key challenge. So, Nishanga, my next question. You had an idea, you decided to move forward with the idea, but then you have to take the idea and action it, bring it forward. How did you launch this? What was the launch pad? How did you bring it to the society?
Okay. We did a nice thing, Amita. So not like other business. I mean, not like the common practice was people start businesses without doing the groundwork.
Yeah.
So right. What I wanted is a different thing. I wanted to make the groundwork is done, and then only we launch the product, right? So that's why I told you we created the Facebook group. We got 10,000 members on board. We created a
Wow.
Facebook page. We got over 2,500 fan base, and we got 547 volunteer base. and we had nearly 100 volunteers, 100 product suppliers, plastic alternative suppliers on board, and we got nearly 250 plastic alternative products on board and created the website. We did all the groundwork before the launch. To be honest, we launched the product behind the scenes, right?
Before you started.
Before I started, exactly. And we set up the groundwork first with the volunteer support and all. But the launching, we took a different approach. We need to make a big noise about this launch because this is a national campaign.
Yeah.
So then I approached Derana TV and Derana Dharani program. So they have a women empowerment program. They have a newspaper. So then we partnered officially with Derana TV, right? And then we collaborate with Good Market. You know Good Market, right? Good Market.
Yeah, the Good Market. Yes.
Yeah, the Good Market. And then what we did, we invited the industry expert to come and talk publicly. We had a panel discussion, politicians and the industry expert, leading entrepreneurs. We invited a set of people to discuss the plastic problem publicly and spread the news with their own channels, right? That was a fantastic start. We invited even, Dilip Jayveera, Chairman Derana, Varuni Amanugama, Achala Samaradiwakara, then the Maitri Mallathukuda from Sarodaya Fusion, then set of people. I'm sorry, I forgot all the name now.
No, right? No problem.
We invited and we made a clear, and Milinda Rajapaksha, then Madhura Vitanage, parliamentarian. So we invited all the people who make the policy and industry expert, and we openly asked question, what you can do for this plastic problem. So we have started Zero Plastic Mission. So it's your time to support. So that was the support. So I want to especially thank Achala for giving me the
platform
launch,
and the launch.
And the initial 50 vendors was given by Achala. So yeah, that's how we started, Amita.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. So we have a question from Dinesh. Dinesh is saying we should focus zero plastic or zero plastic pollution. I think, Dinesh, my answer to this is you can call it any name you like. You could even have just a logo. But what is beautiful here is the idea to reduce that. If you were here, Nishanka was bringing some numbers about, Nishanka, if you to recall, within 1 minute, how many single-use plastic sheets are getting into the environment, you said?
1 million.
1 million. So
within 1 minute, 1 million. Within 1 day, 4 million plastic bags are being sent to the ocean.
Yeah. So, we can call it either a zero plastic movement or zero plastic pollution. Whatever you call it, the whole idea is somehow, we should reduce and then, if possible, eliminate this this issue or the challenge. Anyway, thank you, Dinesh, for contributing, participating with comments and questions. My next question, I could actually like to pull another question, which anyway I wanted to ask you. This is actually from Rajika again. Do you get enough support from the government authorities? Because this is a national problem.
Yeah, good question. All right. Right now, I got, we partnered with...
Give me a second. I think Sridharan also is saying, any plan to give a proposal to government in the future? So both questions are interconnected.
Yeah, good question, Amit, anyway. So we have two things, right? We have already collaborated with the permission from Central Environmental Authority. We are their official partner for making zero plastic-free country, right? So we are basically already partnered with the Central Environmental Authority. That's the main governance body when we talk about environment.
Okay.
And the second thing, we partnered with the Media Center for National Development. to for the purpose of awareness, right? They
Yeah.
support us making the awareness and connecting us with the government authority to make this project in a this project goes in a proper directions. So
Yeah.
basically, we have the full wishes from the government, but yeah, that's the main, yeah, that's the answer for Rajika's question.
Yeah. So at least you have got two key government institutions on board. I'm sure almost every single government institute and organization should be ultimately be part of your movement. Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, if you can have a Pradeshia Sabha or a government ministry or a secretariat or a department which will have zero plastic policy within that government institution. I know there are a lot of organizations who discourage, privately held organizations, where they discourage bringing single-use plastic sheets. They say bring a lunch pack from home or with a different type of packaging. So likewise, I'm sure there will be a day. I personally feel all the government institutions should be part of your movement, but then at least you have started with two. My next question is, when did you start? I mean, when did you launch this? How many months ago? How many years ago?
all right. Tough question. Answer is just 3 months back.
Yeah.
That's why I told
So,
you, Amit, the uh, the time is not important if you have the real workforce, right? If I
yeah,
started this myself only, this would take maybe years to do the impact that we have created. So if I share a few incidents, if we post anything relevant to the plastic pollution, it is being a news next day in the prime news channels, right? So
yeah,
we have made the this impact throughout our volunteer base and the like-minded people. We have, as I shared before, we have 10,000 like-minded people and the 547 volunteers continuously working towards the mission. So that's why, though this is just 3 month project, this has done a more than 3 years work. Yep.
yeah, amazing. That also shows your capacity as a leader, enabler, and a catalyst. That's also important. You know who is behind the whole thing, along with the team. So my next question: any other organizations other than the now you talked about volunteers, you talked about university, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
slightly. Who else is there? I mean, you didn't talk about private sector for some reason. If you want to talk
No,
about a little bit.
no, I was waiting for you to ask that question. Okay, Amita, right now, we have a mission that we work with the government authority to make particular policies to control the plastic consumption, right?
Yeah,
Same time, we are working with, I get a lot of inquiries from corporates. They want to work with us. They want to do CSR project with us. So right now, a leading hotel chain, I would say, number one hotel in the country. So they reached to me to partner with for their CSR projects. And
okay.
then number one FMCG company trying to partner with me to for their CSR projects. Those are the two things that very recently popped it up. Apart from that, you know, we provide a solution for the country. It's not limited to the household. Though we need to start from our household, right? First, we need to change ourselves. If you change your household to be a zero plastic place, eventually it will be the country, right? And then we are working towards the corporates to make them zero plastic. I know. Let me explain that mission, Namita. We are going to do something called zero plastic certification for corporate, right? So we basically convert office into a zero plastic office. We provide the entire product list and replace plastic, and we take those plastic and donate to a poor communities in the country, and make that
Reuse.
reuse. Because yeah, exactly that we call reuse, and we convert that particular office into a zero plastic, and then we monitor continuously and then we provide a certificate. This particular organization is Zero Plastic Certified, which will support them to get the ISO certification and probably the government opportunities. So that's the mission that I'm working these days.
Amazing, amazing. So we have Kapila who is joining us. Thank you, Kapila, for joining. We also have Bimal Gamage. Bimal, thank you very much for joining with us. And then, okay, I think we have a question from somebody. I think Kushal, exactly. Provincial and council workers, especially those who collecting garbage from houses, they should get intensive courage. They are to divide the plastic. So Kushal is saying, I mean, now you are trying at the front end to make sure that plastics will not enter houses. What Kushal is talking about is once plastic enters the house, eventually it goes into the garbage collector. And if they know how to separate them and then to send it to the right places, yes, I think that's the right thing to do. So, Nishanka, what's your website? If somebody wants to learn more things.
It's zeroplastic.lk.
Okay, so here Sridhar is helping us. He just typed the website address. Thank you, Sridhar. While listening to the conversation, he has done his research. And I anyway wanted to ask this Nishank at the end, but here you have done it. Thank you, Sridhar. Thank you for collaborating. So my next question. Can you tell a little bit about the vendors? Now, you were talking about the vendors. What kind of vendors are they? Where are they and what do they do? How do you collaborate? Can you explain a little bit about the vendors?
Okay. As I explained before, Mr. Zero Plastic all about two pillars. One is the social cause, the other one is the social enterprise. Social enterprise all about the product. If we don't have a proper plastic alternative product, so this mission collapsed at the beginning. So that is the challenge. What has happened last decade of time, we lost our local entrepreneurs, right?
Yes.
When I was a child, I have seen that many people make doormats, different products that we can use our household. But now what has happened now, Mithra, almost everything is plastic. But we have never we never think about what made this change, right? So the key component to make SMEs empowered, local entrepreneurs empowered to produce more products. So we call them as vendors, right? They have products, right? But the market is sinking. Why? They don't have proper demand for their products.
There's no marketplace.
Exactly. If you particular product, if the products don't have a proper market demand, nobody will make it, right? Very simple. So encouraging them, building their capacity, so empowering them is the challenge. So we have a set of different categories of vendors. For example, carpenters, cane product producers, potters, and paper products developers. Likewise, there are so much of categories has been listed in our website. So those vendors are the key success to our model. So that's my main important task these days, to empower. I'm trying to collaborate with different social enterprises to empower those communities with the support of the volunteer base to produce more products. If I share you numbers, right now we have nearly 250 products, but within another 2 years' time, I have a plan that we need 3,000 products, and to empower 1,000 entrepreneurs to come to the industry. So we have the support from different organizations, including the government. So yeah, we are working on that.
Yeah, you want to name few products? You were talking about products, but you want to name one or two products?
Dustbin. right?
Yeah, I'm guilty. I have a plastic dustbin.
Okay, you want to see
I
mine?
never had an alternative.
You see this,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So those are the products and pen holders, right? Pen holders, dustbins, food covers. If I tell you, Amita, if you go to our website, you can replace every plastic products in your household to the non-zero and the zero plastic products. There are
I
products only.
I saw a video where you were showing a ceiling fan where the
Yeah,
blades are made out of wood.
yeah,
I mean, to that extent.
yeah. That's hotels. Now it's that's going to be a trend, Amita. To be honest, there's a trend coming up. So the hotels and the different ventures is trying to come to the eco-friendly products, right? So if I name the hotel, it is Anante Resort Chilla.
Yep.
So their entire hotel is zero plastic. So that's the mindset we need to cultivate throughout our corporate and the hotel sector. So if we make that change, what would happen, Amita? Our vendors will build up or come up with innovative products which will definitely replace cheap plastic. That's the
True.
mission.
Yeah. I'm with you. So uh, Dinesh is asking, can plastic be replaced 100% via an alternative material? Scientifically, maybe no. But we as consumers, if you have been watching last 5 minutes, maybe a lot of things at home can be replaced. If you go back maybe another 20 years back, none of those items were plastic. They were all natural materials. And then plastic came and bulldozed suddenly without any of us knowing, realizing. And then Nishank and the team and the like-minded set of people are trying to reverse the whole movement. Let's see. We will give you our maximum support. So we also have Buddhika joining the show. Good to see you guys. Buddhika, thank you very much for joining. We have few more minutes, Nishanka. I have another question. Uh, what are the sorry. Before I actually wanted to ask you about future plans, but then before that, how do you promote these products apart from the website? I'm sure many are visiting your website, but then other than that, how do you promote this? One thing is promoting the idea, the other thing is promoting the products. Someone is thinking, okay, I want to buy something, to decorate the house, right? So that person should find out or get to know. So one way is your website, zeroplastic.lk. What else would you do?
Yep. We basically do not promote our products. We are changing their mindset not to buy plastic. So if they don't buy plastic, eventually they look for alternative products, right? If I name it, they can definitely go to the zeroplastic.lk website and buy it. And the other hand, there are so much of other website and Facebook pages that you can order zero plastic product. Non-plastic product, right?
Yes.
So we promote the social cause. Social cause generate the vacuum. So we try to fill up the vacuum through the platform that, but I don't have a ownership. You should buy from all products from zero plastic. If you can buy
Yes.
that, will support that. We will make sure the products are up to the good quality. But still, you can buy from other vendors or other places. So we promote the mind-changing game. We don't promote the website. That's the answer for your question. Amita.
Yeah. So naturally, they'll look for, even if I consciously start thinking about the environment, not to use plastic items to decorate my house and some of the utensils. Naturally, my second, you know, think thinking or the next behavior would be to look for alternative items for plastic items. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I might visit your website or I might go to the junction,
Yeah.
look for a vendor who is selling that kind of a product. Yeah, great. So probably this is my last question. uh, what's the future plan, at least for 2021?
Okay. The future plan. We have three goals, Amita. I need to make sure this message reach to nearly 25% of the total population. That's definitely a game through social media and the mass media channels. Right now, we have 11 million internet users, and out of 11 million, we have like 8 million users on Facebook. So, so that's half of the country. I'm nearly right.
Yep.
Nearly half. Yeah, half of.
Take the adults, yes.
Yeah. So, what my within next 2 years, Amita, I want to deliver this message awareness at least covering 25% of the total population. That's the first goal. That mission is reaching very quickly with the support of the volunteer base and the partnership that I have made already. The second thing, I need to adapt nearly 800,000 people to adopt zero plastic concept. That means whenever they buy, they don't buy plastic. So that's the number that I'm working on. This is, these numbers are very, realistic numbers that we work with an expert, and then only we derive these numbers. I'm not just saying numbers. So these are practical numbers we are working. That's the capacity that we have as zero plastic. The other thing, I need to produce or innovate nearly 3,000 zero plastic alternative products. To innovate 3,000 plastic alternative products, we need to have at least 2,500 SMEs, I mean local entrepreneurs. Out of 2,500 local entrepreneurs, we need to make sure of the onboard 1,000 local entrepreneurs within another 2 years' time. Out of 1,000 local entrepreneurs, we need to have 3,000 quality plastic alternative products. That's apart from the product development. The other side, the awareness, making the awareness. We need to spread this message throughout the country. Yeah, that's the future plan for now.
Yeah, so I'm sure, I'm glad that I'm contributing at least, at 0.1% to spread this, especially among my LinkedIn community. That's the professional community. This is important. We have to support these kind of movements so that my kids, my children, and their children will have a better environment tomorrow. So we have another question from Dinesh. What would be your advice if someone is going to start a plastic recycling business? So I want you to answer first. Should he or she do it or not? Then whatever the answer that you have.
Yeah, I would suggest, there are so much of opportunities for recycling projects, right? And if you can develop different products using plastic, right? There's a huge opportunities in the industry, right? If we talk about the numbers, the plastic pollution, the plastic production is getting higher and higher day by day, but the amount that we recycle is really, really small, right? So if you start recycling business, yes, it's a good venture, but you need to innovate the product. You need to disrupt the industry. If you recycle the same way that the other people do, that won't be a good product, a good initiative. So you need to innovate the recycling or disrupt the industry. Yeah.
That's the advice.
Yeah, that's the advice.
Yeah. So Dinesh, you heard it from an expert. So Nishankar, we also have this. I pick someone every week, and that person, I don't say that he or she is a winner, but somebody gets a book, a courtesy of Pick a Book. So I invite everyone to visit www.pickabook.club and see how reading a book and presenting a book could change your life, how you can learn and get connected to a like-minded set of people, network with them. So courtesy of Pick a Book, I always get a book every week, and then I pass it to someone who has made a good comment, ask a good question. So this time it goes to Rajika Senivaratne, who asked one or two questions at the beginning. Please drop in your mobile number as well as your address Of course, we'll have a little bit of a delay here and there because of this country situation, but eventually you will get your book couriered to your doorstep. So I would like to thank Nishankar for spending time. We have spent exactly 1 hour answering all the questions and answering my questions and educating and creating awareness about a big problem that we are facing. And my sincere thanks for initiating such a important movement in Sri Lanka, especially for the benefit of the future generation. And you and I have enjoyed our lives in the village, in the jungle, and all that, but not our kids. They have a long way to go. So, what you are doing with your team is amazing. Uh, so, I wish you all the best and encouragement to continue, because sometimes it is not easy to continue, you know, and it's not a profit making venture. You are doing it for the benefit of the country and the society. So, everyone who is joining me from Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, thank you very much for joining with us. Nishaka, thank you.
Thank you, Amita, for giving me this opportunity to, express or to teach the people about zero plastic and answering the question that they raised. And thank you so much for again asking a lot of questions that helped me to completely explain the entire mission. Right. Thanks again. So
Yeah. Okay. So everyone, yeah, it is going to be some tough days ahead. Lockdowns, limited movement. Please stay safe. Thank you very much and good night.
thank you.